The prisoners?
The prisoners toward Babylon. Where am I? Toward Babylon. Soldiers and camels led the way. Then came the prisoners,
Chained.
together. Next, donkeys for days and days, bearing the golden vessels. Then more soldiers. For days and days, the prisoners'
Procession
marched across the hot, sandy desert. Daniel's sandals were out. His friend's sandals were out. The hot sun burned their feet. They were tired. Am I right? They were tired.
Thirsty first? Okay.
Oh, they were thirsty. They were tired. But on and on they had to march until they came to Babylon. I can read this part.
You've been reading it.
Yeah. You've been reading these parts.
Yeah, I read it before. But now you read the whole book all yourself.
The king of Babylon sat on his royal throne, while soldiers praised the prisoners before him. Said the king to the captain of the army, "Choose boys from among prisoners, goodly boys. Give them food for my table to eat, and give them wine to drink. They shall go to school for 3 years to learn the wisdom of Babylon." Daniel and his 3 friends were chosen. Prince Mozart was given charge over all the boys. Mommy, put that down.
It's okay. Just read. I'm just taking a video.
Who's the one to give them the food? Him?
Yeah, Prince Mazar.
So he'll get hot.
Yeah, just read it.
That evening, Daniel and his friends talked together. We cannot eat the king's food," said Daniel. "It has been offered to idols. And besides, the king's food is not the best food for boys. Neither can we drink the king's wine. What shall we do?" The boys asked one another. Then Daniel thought of a plan. "Let's ask Mozart to give us pulse date and water to drink instead of the king's food and wine." "That's a good plan." "It's a good plan," agreed the 3 friends. Daniel and his friends went to see Prince Mozart. They bowed politely, then asked for pulse and water instead of the king's food and wine. Mozart shook his head. "No. If the king should see you looking thinner than the other boys and learn that I give you pulse and water, he might even cut off my head. Please try for 10 days," begged Daniel. So Mozart agreed to give them pulse and water for 10 days. "Then we shall see," he said. Although Daniel and his friends were far from home, and there was no sound of a ram, sword, and trumpet to remind them, they did not forget to pray. Morning, noon, and night, Daniel opened his window toward the temple back in Jerusalem and prayed to the God of heaven. He asked God to bless the pulse and water and to please help him and to please let them grow strong, so that Melzar might know that pulse and water were better for boys than the king's food and wine. When the 10 days had passed, Prince Melzar called all the boys before him. He looked at their face. He felt their arms. He found that Daniel and his friends were fairer and fatter than the boys who ate the king's food and wine. So ever after, during the 3 years of school, Prince Mozart gave Daniel and his friends pulse to eat and water to drink. 1, 2, 3 years went by. School was over for Daniel and his friends. They had grown tall. Had they They had grown so. Had they grown wiser, the king himself would test them. Daniel and his friends, dressed in clean clothes, with hair combed and sandals polished, stood before the king of Babylon. The king asked them question after question, and lo, the king found out Daniel and his friends 10 times wiser than all the wise men of Babylon.
The end. What's your name?
Loren.
Your full name?
Loren L. Escantilla-L.
And how old are you?
4.
And when's your birthday?
September 4.
September 4, 2003.
I need to